Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Just Bulldogs podcast. Last week in round 20, Bulldogs went up against the North Queensland Cowboys in Townsville. Coming away, defeated 20 points to 18. Quick summary of the game: Cowboys try scorers were Hylam Lukey bagging a double and Jackson Purdue crossing over, with Val Holmes going 4 from 4 conversions. Bulldogs try scorers Josh Curran, Bronson Cherry, and Jacob Carraz, with Matt Burton going 1 for 3 with conversions and 2 for 2 penalty goals to see us go down in a 2-point loss. Very tough loss to take in the moment. Definitely wasn't feeling too good about it, and even the day after, still not particularly happy with the way that it went. Bulldogs look to be the better side for majority of the game. Cowboys' first try coming off a Jacob Carraz error that definitely not something that you expect to see from Carraz. Unable to bring in the bomb, dropping the ball and giving the Cowboys an easy first try very early on in the game in just the 5th minute. But then once we got into a bit of a roll, kept the errors to a minimum, Dogs really started to get the upper hand going. Really started to control the game in the field position. It didn't take too long for Dogs to get on the board and match it up through a nice Toby Sexton grubber through that got Josh Curran the first try for the Bulldogs in this game. It seems a bit of a favorite play for Toby Sexton, that little nice grubber through close to the line. He has a very good short kicking game, and it showed up a couple of times in this one. The first with the Josh Curran try, and then about 15 minutes later, finding Bronson Cherry on the opposite side of the field. So Toby Sexton definitely showing off a pretty good short kicking game in this one to get the Bulldogs on the board twice, just from his boot. But then, going into halftime, we went into the half with the lead, 12 points to 8. So definitely looked like we had a decent bit of control in the game. Just the penalty goal for the Cowboys that sort of closed up the deficit to less than a converted try difference. But looked like we were in a pretty good spot going into the second half. And even into the second half, it looked like we had a bit of a roll going, kept the momentum of the first half rolling. When Burton put a nice little chip over for Jacob Carraz. I think it's a bit of a skill that we don't utilize a whole lot. Jacob Carraz is very good in the air. It's disappointing in the first half when he didn't come down with that catch that led to the try, but we've seen his leaping abilities, especially on the short dropouts for both teams when we target Jacob Carraz, when we're doing the short dropouts, and when other teams go towards him. We see how good he is in the air. So it was good to see us do that in attacking football to try to get some points on the board, and it worked very well with Matt Burton putting one up for Jacob Carraz, and he got over the top of, I believe it was Valentine Holmes. So definitely someone that has some pretty good skill in the air, and Jacob Carraz done very well to get over the top of him. So it was good to get on the board once again and extend our lead out. But before that Jacob Carraz try was the Cowboys' second try pretty soon after the halftime break. We got a sin bin for Blake Wilson with him getting 10 minutes off the field for an early tackle on a Cowboys player. Bit of a tough penalty. It was very close, but he definitely did touch him before he received the ball. And they are pretty consistent with sin binning for those kind of penalties. But that did lead to Cowboys' second try a minute after the sin binning. So definitely put us in a bit of a tough position. We done well after that, but the sin binning and the penalty on our try line, led to an immediate try, and Cowboys getting in front from that. I believe it was 14 points to 12 at that time. And then that's when Bulldogs managed to stay in the game, didn't give up any more points during the sin binning time. We were the next team to put points on the board through that Jacob Carraz trying the corner off the Matt Burton kick that I talked about earlier. And then it got into a real grind, and it looked like the Bulldogs were going to do enough. We got down to the other end, got some pretty good attacking football going, and it looked like Bailey Hayward got over to to bag a try of his own. I still think he got that. There's a fair bit of chat going online saying that a lot of probably Bulldogs fans saying that it definitely was a try. Fans are from around other teams a bit unsure going both ways, but yeah, in my opinion, whether it's bias or not, I think it should have been a try. The way that they've been going about these new rules so far this season, it doesn't seem like control of the ball is the top priority, but separation is sort of the key to whether it's a try or not. And the ball never came away from his hand. He didn't have control of it, but he never lost the ball. And in my opinion, he grounded it. Um, I think if it went up as try, they would never take it away from him. But because the on-field call was no try, I don't think they were going to overturn it. But in my opinion, should have been a try. It followed up with a knee to the head to Bailey Hayward that got us a penalty anyway. But yeah, it should have been an 8-point try in my opinion. So very tough call there for us dog fans. But yeah, followed up that with a penalty goal that extended our lead. I'm not a big fan of the penalty goal there to take a 4-point lead. I would have liked to just keep attacking the line. But yeah, we listened to the post game presser and we heard Cam Serraldo say that he expected the Cowboys to get a player sent to the bin for it. So he thought taking the penalty goal and then getting the ball back to potentially score a try later on while Cowboys were down to 12. But yeah, that didn't eventuate. A player wasn't sent to the bin. Pretty dangerous act in a try scoring situation. We've seen players sent to the bin for that kind of play in the past, but yeah, it wasn't to be this time. So a couple of plays that sort of went against us in that moment. But yeah, not a big fan of the 2-point penalty goal there when we had the chance to really put it to the Cowboys on their try line. But at the time, we did have a 18 points to 14 lead, and just had to back our defense with just 15 minutes to go. Got into a bit of a grind for a while, but then Tom did and took the line on, did the old dummy and go. A very good player, good runner of the ball. And yeah, Reed Marnie getting towards the back end of the game after already getting through a ton of work, unable to make the tackle. Tom didn't go straight through the line and finds Jackson Purdue to offload, and he crosses over to get the Cowboys the lead with just 10 minutes to go. Was a pretty tough go for Reed Marnie in the moment. He did have a good game. Didn't get a whole lot going with the ball, but in defense, 43 tackles with just 3 missed. But yeah, that was a pretty big miss at a pretty important part of the game. So yeah, very tough moment there. And that ended up being the ice for the Cowboys to come away with a win. Dogs didn't really get much of a chance after that to get points on the board, sort of parked in their own end. Cowboys doing well to finish off their sets inside the Bulldogs 10, getting repeat sets, Bulldogs not being able to come up with anything to get any bit of a roll on going. So struggling to get out of their own half, and yeah, not much of a chance to get any attacking plays going. So yeah, pretty disappointing loss. Yeah, not too happy with the way that it went. I think there was definitely some calls that didn't go our way that could have gone our way and probably would have seen us come away with a win. But also some things that we could have done better to yeah, take those kind of things out of the game and just win it off our own backs. If you check out the errors, we'll start off with the defense. Missed 33 tackles, 88% effective rate. Tackle rate, which is pretty good, especially the way that the way that our defense goes. It's very aggressive. There's a lot of players shooting up and putting big shots on, which leads to more missed tackles than you would expect to see from a defense of our caliber. But yeah, still relatively low for us. And then 8 errors. Yeah, Cowboys had 14, so we definitely should have taken advantage of those. And then 9 penalties conceded is yeah, definitely one that's a bit too high. But yeah, in that second half, having a player in the bin, giving up a try in that moment, and then the final try where Tom didn't broke through the line. Yeah, definitely the spots where I bet some of the boys would have liked some of their moments back. But yeah, as disappointing as it was to not come with a win in this one, does see us drop down the ladder. Not too far, but it does put us in a bit of an uncomfortable position. We're sitting in 6th place, which ideally I hope to finish the year somewhere in the top 6. I'll be very happy with fifth or sixth. Obviously, ideally, we get into the top four, but fifth or sixth gets us um, a home game going into the finals. So ideally, we can hold on to one of those spots. But right now, as we sit, Manly overtook us. They're on 25 points as they got the draw earlier in the season. We're sitting on 24 points with 9 wins. But there are Dolphins, Cowboys, and the Dragons also on 24 points right now. Cowboys with one more win and one less bye, so they've got a freebie on the way. So we definitely need to keep stacking wins to hold on our spot in the top eight at least. But our good for and against are sort of keeping us in the mix. So even if we do drop a game here or there, which ideally we don't, we should be able to stay. We should be able to hold our spot in the top eight. So definitely have to keep playing some good football though if we want to yeah, hold our position here. But yeah, go more back into the game. Disappointed to not come away with a win. But there were some players that did stand out. We did have some good performances. Um, just a few moments that gave the game away. But yeah, we'll go through some of the Bulldogs that stood out in this one. Connor Tracy, good at the back as always, very safe. Didn't have any big moments in this game, but just very good on his kick returns. 17 runs for 125 meters, 33 post contact, 4 tackle breaks, 6 tackles, just the one missed. He did get a very tough ball from Jacob Carraz at one moment in the game that he managed to bump the contact and make about 15 extra meters after that. So it was a very good run from Connor Tracy there after Jacob Carraz put him in a bit of a tough position. But yeah, good job from our fullback there. Jacob Carraz, after a pretty tough start to the game from that drop ball that led to the Cowboys' first try, he did make up for it. He got through plenty of work. 21 runs for 155 meters, 45 post contact, 5 tackle breaks, a line break assist, and a try. Also had 3 offloads, 6 tackles with just one missed. And then our winger on the other side, Blake Wilson. Yeah, bit of a tough one from him. Did get the sin bin that left us with 12 on the field for 10 minutes. But in this one, he had 14 runs for 124 meters, 32 post contact. Yeah, just the 1 tackle, 2 missed, and an error. So not the best game from Blake Wilson. Still got through his work on the get out sets. Didn't get a whole lot of attacking opportunities, but yeah, a solid game without anything too crazy. Bronson Cherry came away with a try in this one. 12 runs for 86 meters, 21 post contact, 3 tackle breaks, 7 tackles, 2 missed. Yeah, still has a little bit of work to do defensively. More just in the decision making. He's a good tackler. He's really strong and plenty of speed about him. A couple of decisions where he's jamming on the wrong player or just missing the mark when he does shoot up. But I do think it will continue to develop that part of his game. He is very good with the ball in hand. He's good in our get out sets, getting through plenty of work. And then oh yeah, just still waiting for our attack to really start clicking to hopefully put him in some good positions with the ball. And then our captain Stephen Crichton, backing up after Origin, had a very big game in this one. A bit of an injury scare with a bit of a neck shoulder injury that kept him on the ground for a little bit, but he did manage to get through. Played the full game, 9 runs for 78 meters, 35 post contact, 2 offloads, 10 tackles, 1 miss. Done very well defensively. Got I wouldn't say he got caught out a couple of times. There was the try down his edge, but yeah, probably just didn't get the work from his inside men, especially when you got 12 on the field with the sin binning. Just needed his inside guys to sort of help him out a bit more there. But yeah, 5'8". Matt Burton had a pretty good game in this one. Came away with the try assist where he put Jacob Carraz over with the crossfield kick. 14 runs for 142 meters, 28 post contact, 4 tackle breaks, 1 line break, 20 tackles with 2 missed, also 12 kicks for 424 meters. Was very good with the boot. The conversions, yeah, bit of a tough one there. If he came away with all of his kicks, we would come away with a win. But there was the one of the misses was from the sideline. The other one, yeah, definitely not under the post. Which was it? Sorry. Yeah. So the Jacob Carraz one, he didn't come away with, and the Bronson Cherry try. Both of them a little bit out wide. One from the sideline, from his better side, and then the Bronson Cherry one from the left side of the field, not his strong side, and a bit far out. Yeah, we wanted to make those kicks, but they're not gimmies. there's plenty of more things that could have gone our way that would have seen us come away with a win, let alone just Matt Burton's converting those goals. But yeah, you can't expect every goal to go over, even though we do hope that they would. But yeah, good with the ball in hand. He did run the ball well in this one. Not quite getting his outside man the best ball. He's putting Viliami Kikau in pretty good positions, but um, so far this season hasn't really been able to put his centers in too much space. So hopefully something that he can continue to develop and improve on as we head into the finals. Yeah, haven't really seen Bronson Cherry with too much room to move when we get into attacking ball. It really looks like our best attacking opportunities come around the halfway mark, just as we enter the opposition's half. But yeah, just really want to see the attacking football really start to fire when we do enter get do and sorry as we do enter that red zone inside the other opposition's 20. Would really like to see Matt Burton take ownership of the ball and get his outside men involved. But yeah, he did come away with a one try assist down that right side, and he did run the ball well. So continuing to play good football, and defensively, he's been very strong. Our halfback Toby Sexton came away with 2 try assists in this one. Both of them off kicks, grubbers through for Josh Curran and Bronson Cherry. Did some good things, ran the ball well, 13 runs for 75 meters, 8 post contact. 17 tackles with 4 missed, 6 kicks for 112. Taking a little bit of pressure off Matt Burton, but really letting Burton own this team. And then yeah, popping up in at the right moments to get other boys over the line as well. Should have had another try assist where he put Jacob Preston into a hole, but Jacob Preston unable to hold on to the ball there. But yeah, a good ball from Toby Sexton that yeah, Presto should have held on to that one, but yeah, never an easy catch going through contact there. Our front rower, Josh Curran, had an exceptional game in this one. Had a bit of a tough error right at the end of the game that could have put us in our position to come away with a win. But coming out of our own end, he played 72 minutes in this one, most of that in the front row. Did come away with a try, 24 runs for 205 meters, 77 post contact, and also 43 tackles with just 3 missed. Very good game for Josh Curran. We didn't have Max King in this one. We won't have him for a fair few weeks. And Josh Curran really stepped up to own the front row position and make up for the missing Max King. Josh Curran hasn't played that many minutes so far this season, so it's pretty good that he can when we need him to. You could tell that it got to him by the end of the game, but when that error did come, he did look pretty burnt out. So we really need some of our other front rows to really stand up. We had Chris Patolo on the bench. Looked like he got injured pretty quickly. Only played 8 minutes in this one before coming away with an injury. Very tough for Patolo, but it's getting pretty tough to have him in the side when he obviously it's not on him, and it's very tough the way that his career's gone, but he has been very injury prone, especially when he comes into first grade. So I don't know if there's any reports on whether he's good to go in the next few weeks. But yeah, I think we do need to look somewhere else for another front rower. Chris Patolo just not really quite stepping up to the mark when he does feature in first grade. But our other starting front rower, Sam Hughes, had a good game again, 37 minutes, so pretty standard work for him. 11 runs for 111 meters, 45 post contact, 26 tackles with just a 1 missed. I do like the way that Sam Hughes is playing. He's really good with the ball in hand. He runs strong. He's not trying to do anything too fancy with the ball, but he just runs hard and makes his meters. Defensively, he's got a bit of a slow turn and circle, it looks like. Very good in contact when he's body to body, but he can get turned around a bit when there's some faster players around the ruck. But continuing to develop, he's still very young in his career, and I'm happy with the way that he's playing so far. And yeah, in 37 minutes, getting through a decent amount of work in this one. Only the 1 missed tackle, so yeah, definitely doing some good thing is Sam Hughes. Reid Marnie, we talked about him earlier. Yeah, no stats with the ball in hand in this one, but 43 tackles, 3 missed. Yeah, one very crucial missed tackle that seen Tom didn't go through the line, but besides that, he was very good in this one. Just putting everyone else in good position and defending his ass off, as he always does. But yeah, that one error sort of stands out. So a bit of a tough one there for Reid Marnie. Our back rowers, Viliami Kikau got through the full game in this one. 11 runs for 96 meters, 39 post contact, 2 tackle breaks, 2 offloads, 25 tackles, 8 missed. It's a bit of a different stat for Viliami kick out. 8 missed tackles is definitely too many. It's a very high number. But you see the way that he defends, especially on the kick chases. He's always down there and he's always the first contact. He might not make the tackle, but they very rarely get much further than Viliami kick out's first contact. So a lot of the time that will go down as a missed tackle for kicker, even though the tackle will end about a meter past him. But he just gets down there with so much pace, puts so much pressure on the fullback or the winger, that he does hold their run very quickly. But sometimes that does go down as a missed tackle for him. But yeah, we definitely want to see that number get a bit lower. Jacob Preston in this one came away with 9 runs for 91 meters, 38 post contact, 36 tackles with none missed. Incredible from Presto in this one. Got through 68 minutes, his first game back in a while after injury. Should have come away with a try, but he just couldn't hold on to the ball. So yeah, tough moment there for Presto, but a very good game in his first game back. Absolute workhorse. Very happy to have Presto back in the side. Kurt Mann starting at lock, got through 37 minutes of work, 6 runs for 61 meters, 18 post contact, 2 tackle breaks, 23 tackles, 1 missed. Just getting through his work, gets the ball moving between the halves, like the way that he plays, and I really like the way that they use Kurt Mann and Bailey Hayward together. And yeah, so we'll get into Bailey Hayward stats. 44 minutes played in this one, 6 runs for 39 meters, 9 post contact, 4 tackle breaks, 1 line break, 32 tackles with just the 1 missed, and another one. Should have had a try in this game. In my opinion, it was a try. But yeah, couldn't get it down in this one. Copped a bit of a nasty knee to the head. Managed to stay on the field after that, which was pretty surprised to see. But yeah, Bailey Hayward really developing nicely as a number 13. Definitely think he's going to hold on to that position moving forward. Curtis Morin, just the 23 minutes in this one. 7 runs for 70 meters, 29 post contact, two tackle breaks, 14 tackles, 0 miss. So good job from Curtis Morin there. Brings a bit of impact off the bench. And then our rookie in this one, first game in the NRL, was very happy with the way that he played. The young Harry Hayes, Entrance Tigers Junior. That is the club that I play for right now. I actually play with Harry's brother. So I did hear a few days early that Harry was going to make his debut this week. But yeah, kept my lips shut about that one. Let that come as it does. But you're very excited to see Harry Hayes get his first game in the NRL. Got 31 minutes in this game. Didn't think he was going to get that many minutes, but I was very happy to see that he did. Look good with the ball in hand, very safe. 9 runs for 78 meters, 29 post contact, 26 tackles with 3 missed. Did not look out of place at all in the top grade. Ran the ball well, just running it straight, making good meters, getting solid play the balls, and then in defense looked very strong. Really got into it, didn't shy away from any of it. So definitely think that Harry Hayes will feature in the top grades plenty more in the future, but especially this season. I think with the injuries that we've seen with Max King out, Harry Hayes has been a back rower all season this year in New South Wales Cup. Came up as a winger centre, moved into the back row. But I think there's a very good chance that he just plays as a bench forward for us, covers the back row, but spends a fair bit of time in the middle, just getting through all the tough work. So definitely happy with the way that Harry Hayes played, and definitely think he's got a good future with the Bulldogs. So yeah, good to see more young Bulldogs coming through the ranks, more Bulldogs juniors. And yeah, Harry Hayes has been part of the Bulldog system for a fair while now. And yeah, well-deserved debut, and I'm very happy with the way that he performed in this game. Too bad we couldn't get a win for him in his debut, but yeah, still performed very well. And I definitely think that we'll be seeing more of Harry Hayes in the future in the top grade. But yeah, that'll do for this podcast. Very disappointed that we couldn't come away with a win in this one, but we did have some players that did stand out. But yeah, if you want more content, make sure to check out @JustBulldogs on Instagram and Twitter. On the Instagram, I'm very active during the game, plenty of live updates, keep the stories very busy there. And then on Twitter, I put out some conversation pieces, a few posts every now and then to get everyone's opinion on what they think is going on around the Bulldogs, who you think's been performing and playing good so far this season. But yeah, that'll do for this one. I appreciate everyone for listening. Have another podcast out tomorrow, probably going over the team list, and then a preview of next week's game against the Broncos. So a very big game coming up again this week. against a team that is fighting for a top 8 position. So a very important game that hopefully the Bulldogs can jag a win and hold on to their spot heading towards the back end of the season. But yeah, appreciate everyone for listening, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.